episode 5, Dustin Runyon Show. Thank you guys for being here today. Today I'm going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about the monotony model. Now, on our way to growing and becoming better at what it is we want to be better at, it's going to take some levels of repetition, right? It's going to take, I think Mr. Robbins says, repetition is the mother of skill. But what happens along your journey of growth is it becomes at times monotonous. And so we need to make peace with the monotony that's going to come with mastery, that's going to come with growth, that's going to come with moving forward, right? I got Justin right behind me right now. I mean, he's a photographer, a videographer. I mean, this guy's going to have to shoot thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of photos over and over and over and over and over again. Record hundreds of hours of video over and over and over and over and over again before he truly masters it. And if you're a true master, he probably doesn't ever believe he's going to actually arrive. That he's just going to constantly be getting better and better and better and better. If you've read the book, I think it's by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about the 10,000 hours, right, of doing something. LeBron James, I mean, he still dribbles a basketball. He still shoots free throws, okay? So I'm going to jump right into this. So what is the first thing that starts people on a journey of this is what I want to do? And now I'm going to make this super simple because again, I want to keep these episodes to about 10 minutes. So if you ever have questions on this stuff or give more context, I know in the comments sometimes I see, well, what about this or what about that? And I love your guys' engagement. So please feel free to engage below. I'm going to read every single comment and engage with you. And I'll give more context to situations in the comment section below. Because I do understand that there's more to this and there's different landscapes and different perceptions and different things. But I want to keep it really, really simple because I think we overcomplicate things sometimes in our life so we can justify a lack of action. We tend to do that. We make things super complicated that just aren't. And so I want to keep this simple for you. So what makes somebody want to do something? Right? What makes somebody want to grow or to expand or to change jobs or to make more money or whatever that is? And I believe there's two main things. One, pain, right? Somebody doesn't like their job, somebody doesn't like where they're at in their life, somebody doesn't like their relationship, somebody doesn't like whatever it is. Pain has said, hey, we need to change this. Hey, we need to switch this. Hey, we need to do something, right? And the second thing is a thing just like excitement, right? Excitement. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Oh man, I've always wanted to shift it and do this. I've always wanted to, like Justin, I've always wanted to be like a photographer. Or maybe he didn't know that. And then he got in a conversation with somebody, saw an opportunity and was like, man, that sounds like something I'd really like to do. Let's do this, right? And so we make the decision to do something, usually through pain or through excitement, right? And so what happens along this journey is over here, I want to see, this is where we're at. When we're in pain and excitement, we're fairly motivated at the beginning. Anybody ever seen that? Like at the beginning of anything, you're super motivated. You get the new camera, right? Or you start the new job, or you get in the new relationship, or whatever it is that you're want to do. Or say you're like, you know what? I'm gonna begin this. And in the beginning, we're so motivated, so motivated. And then something happens. We start to grow, and we get into this next zone up here. This is a danger zone. And we've all been in this zone. I've been in this zone. You've been in this zone. Your dad's been in this zone. And this is called, you ever notice this? You start something, especially in a relationship, right? Beginning, you're really working it. Or even at your work, you're really working it. And then you get into the comfort zone, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you about this zone. This is a zone where you can only decline. The only thing that's going to happen here is to decline. I want you to think of yourself on a bike and you're pedaling really hard. You're motivated. You're pedaling, you're pedaling, you're pedaling. You get speed and you're pedaling because growth is uphill, right? You're pedaling, and then you get comfortable and you coast. Here's the thing. It's really hard to coast uphill. If you're coasting uphill right now, it's only going to be for a small period of time before you what? You come back down, right? We call this, in the beginning it's okay, right? We get comfortable and we're like, oh, okay, that's right. We grow a little bit, we're growing, we get into the comfort zone, and then we drip down here and we feel this. We're like, oh, I need to get back up again. Or instead of feeling this, and I won't get super deep into this, but instead of feeling this, what we do is we numb. We try to find something to escape. But We get into the comfort zone. I call this, and we a lot of times just do this. Just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. In a relationship, in a business, in that new job, or in your current job. I call this suffering. Suffering. That's painful, right? We're growing, and then we stop. And then the pain, after a while, the excitement goes away. The excitement goes away, and we lose our motivation, don't we? Because in the comfort zone, what happens is boredom sometimes sets in. Where we're not stimulated by it. Because we're only focusing on the work and we're not focusing on the real reason. We're not focusing that we're doing this for a higher purpose. Okay? Now, we have to break through. You've probably heard this, like, I want to break through the comfort zone. Or you ever heard of, like, man, I had a breakthrough, and it was like, aha moment, and I just blasted through. Well, what happens is this comfort zone, where people tend to get bored, right? They get bored. Sometimes when people get bored and they're not stimulated, they get in trouble, right? And so, I know, at least I do. So for me, what we have to do is we have to get into this next zone up here. Got to get into this next zone up here. But in order to break through up here, we're going to have to do a few things. See, what a lot of people do is they do this. I see this in our business all the time, right? They're so excited to start this real estate business. They're so jacked. They get in, they're rocking and rolling, they're feeling it. They don't get the instant results. They realize that they're going to have to get into this place of monotony, and then they get comfortable, they get bored, and then it gets declined. And then the excitement goes away, and now it's just painful. Because they're not willing to do this and get into this next zone. This is the zone of mastery. Now, what a lot of people do when they get here is they go and they try something else. They try a different strategy, or they try something else. And then when they try something else, now they're excited again for a little moment, which brings them up into this zone again, and then they drop again. And then they try something else. And then they try something else. And then they try something else. You ever notice the person that's in five different relationships, all 3 to 4 months at a time? Right? It's because it's not the relationship. It's something that we need to change here with us, right? And so, in order to break through, what we have to do is we have to make peace with the monotony of it. And we have to look at the higher purpose as to why we're doing this. We have to look at the higher purpose as to why we're doing this. Because the real thing that we're going to have if we're going to break through this is a thing called drive. I always said, motivation lasts for just a little bit and it wears off. I'm not looking for motivated people. I'm looking for driven people. People who are driven. And when you're driven, you don't stop. You align what you are doing with something bigger. Something more than just you. It could be for your kids. It could be because you always knew you were better than the results you were getting in your life. That's a big one for me. And so you have to align it with something more, because what we need to do is we need to break through into mastery. We're going to do that with drive. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that we can do this. And like I said, this is just my simple thing. But if you're doing this, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, this is painful. We need to get into the achievement zone. We need to take boredom and comfort and remove them. And we need to bring energy, which we talked to before in episode, I believe it was episode 3 that we talked about this. Episode 3, and bring energy to this to where we're breaking through into mastery. Now, once you hit mastery, what happens? Start all over again, right? So once you get to one level, you always realize there's another level. So where are you at? Have we mastered something? In today's world, I really truly believe this. We don't stick with things long enough to master them. I know Mark Cuban says this. You hear this follow your passion thing. Mark Cuban says, get really, really, really skilled at something. Get really, really good at something, and you will find your passion. You'll find your passion. We underestimate the amount of effort it's going to take to really get really, really good at something. Right? To get really good at a relationship, or really good at business, or really good at sales, or really good at photography, or really good at whatever it is that we're wanting to get good at. Because what happens is we get comfortable and comfort's decline. What we need to do is make notice that this is comfort, bring energy to it, because we're taking it to a higher higher purpose. It's not about, like in sales, not about making the calls. It's about changing lives, right? It's about changing lives. It's about helping somebody with the biggest decision of their entire life. For like 98% of people, purchasing a home is going to be the largest investment they make in their whole life. That's what it's about, right? Photography, like it's about creating moments that are unforgettable for people, right? If you're a server at a restaurant, you're somebody's Friday night. You don't know if you don't know if they saved up for months on end to come to this restaurant and they got you as a server. You're somebody's Friday night. You're not just delivering food to people. And it may sound cheesy or corny, but the best of the best in the world bring energy to this higher purpose so we can make peace with the monotony that comes with mastery. So, make peace with the monotony that comes with mastery. Double down. Go all in. Don't be so results focused. Tie it to a higher power and enjoy the dang journey. Enjoy it. Like, share, comment, tag a friend that needs to hear this. I appreciate you guys checking in. I'll see you guys next week on the Dustin Runyon Show. Thank you so much. See ya.